Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Lawler here, as always, bringing you guys some RLCS news. We got a pretty interesting one to talk about, and some things that I want to discuss just in the open. As always, if you guys are trying to stay up to date, hit up the socials down below, leave comments, all that. You guys know what to do. But on top of that, check out the document. It's in the description down below. As always, we try to update these as frequently as possible as things are going. We've got 2 or 3 things to discuss with you all today. The first one is going to come in from Australia, or the OCE region, and it's Kansas City Pioneers, who are sponsored by Quick Trip, so known as Quick Trip Pioneers throughout the season. They have officially released their roster of Amphis, Fiber, and Super Lucky, and Mock, their coach. Wish them for an incredible season. And if you guys didn't see, obviously Pioneers having their best result at the World Championship this year. Both them and their counterparts in Power went to the round 5 result of Swiss, super close to making a top 8. But ultimately not enough. I don't know how much I can say specifically about this roster, but if you go and look at all of the things that Pioneers has been doing lately, the organization has been doing a major step back, not only in the way that they approach the teams that they pick up, but where. Pioneers, when they originally came in, obviously wanted to have an NA representation because that's where they're headquartered, but due to finances and competition and the ability to, which in this case is make the majors, which gives you the biggest amount of publicity, they went and picked up an Australian team from OCE. And it's been very successful for them, both financially and when it comes to the attention or the marketing opportunities that they get from it. Hence, securing Quick Trip as a sponsor, the big QT on here. But based upon what they've been doing as of late, based upon all the things that they've been doing as an organization, it seems like they are trying to get back to their roots. They want to be able to represent a team where they are from. So my assumption is, while they are letting this team go, despite it being the best performing that they've been as an organization, them saying that they want to come back in 2025, my assumption means that they're either looking for a team in NA or EU, if I had to guess. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that go into play. There's always going to be, is it financially intelligent to pick up a team for that kind of money? Do we have the ability to field a roster, especially with all these other rosters that are kind of dipping out? You know, we're talking OG and a bunch others that are leaving due to less of opportunity. It is good to see at least one organization saying we have full intention to be back for 2025, which is a very good sign in my opinion. Both them and some of these other bubble teams like Deleted, they used to be known as Deleted XD. They have rebranded to just Deleted, thank goodness, are trying to field a roster. They're trying to find a project where they can build around one and grow and develop. So while a lot of these big names are leaving, if the price is right, there is some teams in that kind of in-between area that are looking to field rosters. That is a positive sign. Again, if the price is right, great show, by the way. That is going to be the deterministic factor of whether they pick up NA, EU, what level of competition, so on and so forth. For a lot of these teams, it is going to not be more so about whether they will go and win the whole thing. It's more so of, for the price, are we getting a competent team, a competitive team, a team that can at least keep us like top 8 potential for a certain dollar amount. What that dollar amount is going to vary to every team and what kind of sponsorship dealings they're dealing with. So very interested to see what Pioneers ends up doing. We may see them back in North America soon. Don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Up next, we're going to be talking about the next and latest rumor regarding that Vitality team. We had a little bit of a conversation in a recent video talking about what was going to be the decision. Are they going to keep Fairy Peak? Are they going to go with Casio? And as you guys know by the title of this video, it sounds like, based upon rumors, that Casio is going to be leaving and joining the Vitality team alongside Monkey Moon and Exotic, which kind of makes sense. At the end of the day, you're talking 2/3 of your roster that just won the World Championship. You might as well bring your World Championship coach. And nothing against Fairy Peak. I think Fairy Peak is a lovely person. It is a year of experience, and one has a World Championship title and the other one doesn't. You've also got leverage with a majority of your players. And it really stinks for Fairy Peak. It makes you believe, what is Fairy Peak's next play? Where is he going to go? What is he going to do? Obviously, the Vitality situation was very advantageous. But if BDS, we don't know if they're going to be fielding a roster, that kind of leaves a vacant spot. So we don't know what the plan is. Is Fairy Peak going to have to pick up a ragtag bunch of leftovers, himself being one in this circumstance, unfortunately for him? We do not know. But I look at that roster for what Vitality is, and then pair that with the latest photo from Vitality. If you guys can't tell, that's Zen, that's Monkey Moon, that's Exotic. Lock them in. It's happening. This is going to be an announcement video sooner than later with the roster being who it is. Obviously, Monkey Moon and the rest of the guys aren't being shy about it. They're farming impressions. I think it is very, very easy to say this is the roster coming in to the 2025 season. Vitality is going to be an absolute powerhouse. They have spared no expense. They continue to pump money into esports. How they're profitable, nobody knows. But it is insane. The thing that opens up the door for them is not only wanting to talk about what is Fairy Peak's future, what is he going to be doing, but also the latest flip and spin competition, because it leaves some vacancies. If you guys haven't been following flip and spin, this is something you definitely want to pay attention to, because it is going to be the first time we get to see these new rosters in action, most likely depending on how contract scenarios are playing out. But based upon the way right now things are going, is next Tuesday on the 15th, and then on the 16th on the Wednesday, depending on how results go. Tuesday they will play 2 matches. Wednesday they will play 2 matches of the playoffs. The way that the playoffs work is it is just a straight up best of 7 quarterfinal. You kind of see it here. My camera's in the way. I apologize. But the way that it's going to work is you're going to have 2 of these matches played and 2 of these other matches played. The teams that came from the open qualifier went through 4 open qualifiers to become one of the top 8. The top 8 matches went down on Tuesday, which was yesterday based upon when I'm recording this video. We went 2-0, 6-0, didn't drop a single game. Service dropped a couple games. They had a very close game 5 and then a 3-1 and so on and so forth. So those are the teams that are going to be in the playoffs. The thing that we don't know, though, is number 1, who is BDS fielding as a roster? It says that they have an invite and they have accepted said invite. Is Vitality going to play with their previous roster as one last hurrah, or is BDS going to basically combine and they're going to take 2/3 of this into here? This is also in my roster document where it is following along with this. If you guys check out that link again in the description down below. But in mind, you're talking 2/3 of this team are going to pair with Zen on Vitality with Cassio. So this is what is potentially a vacant spot. We don't know what they're going to field. We don't know what they're going to do. And as you guys can see right next to that, there's also to be determined. We literally just talked a couple seconds ago about flip and spin, not knowing who's going where, who's going to field what, and what a perfect opportunity for Dignitas to, 1, get some publicity and the ability to try something different. We already know that Stizzy is kind of the rebuild for Dignitas, but a lot of people kind of keeping curiosity, and I want to make sure people don't go all in on this, and we're going to stop it at the beginning. Stizzy, Jack, and Chronic. Jack is in Europe. Stizzy is in Europe back home as well. Chronic is the only odd one out. But Jack and Chronic working together as a duo is something that we talked about in our tryouts page. We talked about how they have been seen playing together in tryouts with Stizzy. And if they're feeling comfortable with it, or if they're liking that, there is a real possibility that that becomes the thing. So what better way to try it out in a tournament with international competition on a stage? I am highly going to expect them to be the number 4 seed. We literally just showed that in here. I would expect this to be the Dignitas spot. It literally just got updated. Look, they're so quick to it. Shout outs to Liquipedia, by the way. If you guys don't support those guys, they're absolutely good at it. It's all volunteers. But the fact that they were able to update that literally that quick in a live update. So Dignitas likely to be your 4th seed, and that was assumed. What does that mean for the 3rd seed still with BDS? We do not know. But Stizzy, Jack, and Chronic, I would not be surprised if, based upon what we've seen for tryouts, the one consistent across all tryouts is that Jack is a large player in that. So if you're asking me, my assumption Dignitas is going to be Jack, Stizzy, and 3rd. Who that 3rd is going to be based upon tryouts, how they feel, who's doing the best, so on and so forth. Now, with that in mind, I would assume no matter what the roster is, even if all 3 players are European, say they go with that iteration where it's Stizzy, Jack, and like Nas, I still think they're going to go and compete in North America. I do not think they will be a European team next season. 1, for competition reasons. Ain't nobody want to deal with this. But my assumption is they want to be close to headquarters. They're based in New Jersey. They've got offices in LA as well for production reasons. My assumption is they want to keep it close to home. So the guys will probably have to migrate or move. Jack has also been talking on his stream about the potential of going back and having to find a new place and so on and so forth. His visa was up. He had a 2-year visa. There's only so much that they could do. So he had to go back. He had to sell a bunch of stuff. He still got his North American phone. He's still got all of these other things. But there is a very good chance that my assumption is, we just talked about, finding that tandem, finding that duo, and then finding a third to pair with it. It seems like Dignitas has found that. We also don't know, and there's a chance with contract limitations and everything else that maybe BDS does have to play with their former roster as a one last hurrah, one final send-off, where like Monkey Moon and Exotic are gonna have to play their new teammate in a turn. We don't know. This will be going down again the 15th, 16th next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. There's 2 matches per day. They're both best of 7s. And then the winners of that, whoever the top 4 that progress through, will go into the semifinals and grand finals. That will be the week then after in Paris on the 25th at Paris Games Week. It's a big convention, kind of like a PAX DreamHack type mentality. It's a one-day event that is going on. So it's literally one best of 7. You win the best of 7. You get to go and compete in Paris. So pretty wild stuff of what's going down. We don't know what the rosters or teams are going to be, but I will try to keep you guys up to date on that. Upcoming in a video, we're going to be breaking down what I think might be the new third for LJ and First Killer, because we still haven't heard anything about that other than knowing that they want to be a duo. It's been pretty hush-hush. So if you guys want to make sure you don't miss out on that stuff, we got some big announcements coming up soon as well. Very excited to talk to you guys about. Hit subscribe, leave comments down below, turn on likes, notifications, all that kind of stuff. Helps me out greatly. And we'll see you then. Peace.